Good evening, fam. Thank you for joining me today. And today is a bit special. So, having spoken to a lot of entrepreneurs and seeing how we can make these Thursdays practical so that you can go out there, improve your businesses, entrepreneurs highlighted that they do see a gap in quoting, invoicing. And then I thought to myself, why not host a masterclass where I can share practical steps and tips on how to actually quote and invoice your clients. So sit back, relax, let's enjoy the masterclass. So let me get myself ready. As today will be practical, I will be sharing my screen. So I just want to also tap into the live on my tablet as you give me a minute. Okay, awesome. Able to monitor. Cool. So let us get started. So why do we quote? Why is quoting important? And I'll start off that business is about giving value to your clients, and it's important to be clear for you as to what you are charging your clients and what clients are actually paying for. So, quoting is a means of communication. A lot of us as entrepreneurs get excited around doing the work and delivering, but the sales process includes us quoting, be clear to customers. So we go out, we market, we put our stuff on social media, we put our things on pamphlets, we put our businesses out there through our websites, and customers come in and like, great, they want to do business with us. And then what do? We send a quote. So quoting is around the promise that you give your clients. So your quotes should include the service, the product that you're giving, your business details. I'll go into a lot more details around the quotes, but the primary thing is your quote is your promise to your customer. So it must be clear what you're giving them. And for you as an entrepreneur, there's so much going on. You need to make the quoting process simple for yourself as well. And the quote document comes in at a later stage. There's a stage previous to that, and that's pricing and offer. We've spoken about that. We can have a different masterclass around that. But your quoting is around now being clear as to what are you offering the customer, how many of those things are you offering them, at what price, is there a discount? We're going to make today practical. We're going to share, I'm going to share my screen and we are going to get into it. So in terms of then, what makes a good quote? What makes a good quote is having your company details, having your client's details, having dates. In terms of date, when the quote was created, when the quote expires, it must show exactly what the customer is getting and what they are paying for it. And it must show customers where to pay, what reference to use. Cool. And I spoke around quoting and invoicing, and I just want to share what's the difference between a quote and an invoice. So in terms of sales quotes, a quote is used to send your initial offer. So when you are quoting, it just shows a customer that, okay, I am buying a car, the cost will cost me 300,000 Rand. Here's the amount of the car, here are the extras, here's the VAT. So it has an estimated price and a breakdown, and your customer has the option to accept it or decline it. So a quote is just an offer. Customers will look at the quotes and they'll be like, 300,000, that's a bit too much. My budget is 250. Then you remove the extras, or you change your offer to meet the 250, or you land at a 280. Once you land at a price, you convert that quote into an invoice. Now, an invoice is the official document of what you are requesting payment for. So this is the final offer stage, and it is generally considered as final. When your customers ask you for an invoice, they are asking you for exactly what to pay you. So when you send your invoice, it is exactly the same stuff that's on the quote. It's just converted into an invoice, and it tracks money that is coming into your account. It will have titles like tax invoice. It will have VAT if you're charging VAT, but it's basically the same. But the principle behind the matter is it's important to separate your quotes and your own invoices. Quotes say, customer, this is what I'm selling you, this is what I'm asking of you. And when it comes to invoices, this is actually the service, this is the work I'm doing, please pay me. And your invoices will help you keep track of what money has come in, who still owes you. Because a lot of us as entrepreneurs do jobs and we don't get paid. We don't keep track of who owes us money. Sometimes you be like, oh yeah, and then you remember, then you forget. I remember, when was it? It was last year. A customer of mine is now, I know it's a long-term customer. We've got a special relationship. I'm now stricter. I've got a finance team who deals with invoices. But with this customer, he's just like, hey, Tembi, I know we owe you money. How much do we owe you? And here I was, I think I was in Thailand at the time, living my best life. And I'm like thinking, how much does this customer owe me? I don't know. I didn't track it. Now I can't give him a figure because now I need to go somewhere and calculate. And for me, as an entrepreneur, that was a stress. And guess what happened? I didn't answer him for 3 weeks. And when I didn't answer him for 3 weeks, he didn't pay. And then 4 weeks later, I'm now what? I'm now ashamed or reluctant to ask because he wanted to pay me when he wanted to pay me, but I didn't. And there's this internal stress going on just because I didn't invoice properly and keep track of it. A lot of us as entrepreneurs go through this stress. And I just want to present to you simple systems of how you can keep track of your finances and how you can actually get paid. And I just want to deal with this because a lot of us are focused on the work. We are focused on the delivery. That this quoting thing, this invoicing thing can become a lot of psychological stress to us that we actually don't do it. And when we don't do it, we don't get paid. So retail customers are generally more easygoing. When they see your quotes, they'll pay you from your quotes. Once you start dealing with corporates, once you start dealing with governments, you have to invoice. If you don't invoice, if you delay invoicing, you shall not get paid. And guys, we know that we are about getting paid in this business thing. Cool. Oh, just going back to the image here, I spoke around the sales quote. I spoke around the sales invoice. There's also a sales order. It's not our topic for today, but I might as well introduce it. Sales order or a purchase order in the South African context is when you're dealing with companies, when you're dealing with government. Sometimes they do not pay you before you do the job. They'll send you a sales order. They'll send you a purchase order, and you do the work. After you've delivered the work, then you invoice. So sometimes there is that preliminary step of getting a sales order or getting a purchase order before you can get paid. If you've got any questions along the line, happy to answer them. Please put them on the chat. Let's make this interactive. My goal and my wish for tonight is to make things practical so that you can leave the session and do something that will actually move your business forward, help you get paid, help you keep track of your finances and your numbers. Cool. We've spoken around the quotation, and for me, when you quote, it's important that you you are specific and you keep things clear, and you actually file your quotes. So in terms of systems, there are different ways that you can do this. You can do this by downloading a template online. You can download a simple Microsoft Word, Excel template. They are all over the internet, and you can just customize it with your logo, business details, and start invoicing your customers. What's important with that is changing the invoice number. Another way is Google Docs. The cool thing about Google Docs is that it lives in the cloud. You just duplicate it and you keep it moving. Another way you can use is Canva. There is a free Canva account. Your invoice may look prettier and you just keep track of it. Cool. So let me share my screen around the important things that you need to have. Just setting up now. Go media, screen share. Okay. Okay, cool. So I am sharing my screen and I picked a simple Canva template over here. Guys, please shout if you can see my screen, if there are any issues. Okay, a shout in this context will be a chat. Thumbs up, DM when you can see the screen so that I can know that we're moving together. Am I seeing a thumbs up? Sure. Yes, screen is up and live. Okay, cool. So as I've said, a quote is the preliminary step between an invoice, and these are the key things that you need to have. Your company name is important. Looking at this template, invoice number or your quote number. Your quote number, invoice number is very key and important. So with every quote you do, you just need to count incrementally. You'll start off at 1. Another hack is to start off at a number above 1 so that it seems like you've been in business for quite some time. And then the next quotes, the next invoice that you do, you increment the number. So you've got your invoice number, you've got the date. So the date is very important. It shows when you created this quote, or it shows when you created this invoice. More importantly is the due date, because things change. You don't want a customer from 2024 coming and asking for the same price. So you need to determine how long your quote or invoice is valid for. So that is what the due date is about. And the standard business practice, if you're selling fast moving goods that are linked to the exchange rate, normally those companies will make it like a 14-day invoice, which is 2 weeks. And if you come 2.5 weeks later, that price is gone, they have the option of re-quoting you again. Another standard is 30 days. So what you'll do is, if today is the 5th of May or 2025, you'll just change the month and keep the date. So those are your terms in terms of how long does your invoice last for, because your customers will keep you to your invoice. And sometimes customers will ask that invoices last longer. I just see that I lost my screen. Let me go back and share it again. Okay, so another important thing is bill to. Who are you invoicing? So these are your customers' detail, the customer's name and surname. If it's a business, you'll put in the business name, and then it's their contact details, phone number, address, and their contact details. So this is important stuff, so that the customer knows knows who's it for. And then the important part is the items that you are billing for. So you'll see your quantity. This is the quantity of what you're billing for, the actual item, the unit price, and then the amount. So the amount is basically your unit price times the quantity. If you're doing this manually, you'd have to calculate it with a calculator. There are accounting systems that can help do this for us, and I will show you those as a demo later on in this segment. Then you've got your subtotal. If you've got shipping costs, if you want to apply a discount, you can apply a discount. Total due. And this is my experience around how customers read quotes and invoices. You can write whatever you want to write. The first thing they'll look at is the total amount due, to be like, can I pay this amount? Yes or no. If they can pay it, they won't even read this. They'll be like, sure, let's go ahead. If they're like, this is a lot of money for me, then they'll go back and be like, okay, what's an oversized hoodie? Do I really need an oversized hoodie? So spare yourself the drama, give your customers enough information on the quote, and be able to explain yourself, to be like, hey, this is why I charge for the bucket hats, you need it. And they'll start questioning things, but know what's in your quote and be able to defend. But just be wary of just putting one line item without explaining, because customers will go and keep asking you questions. So just make it clear for them to look at the quote, look at the invoice, and actually know what they are getting. Very important for me on quotes and invoices, terms and conditions. You need to have your terms and conditions clear. For our business, we even have a different terms and condition sheets that customers sign. But on your quotes, make it clear, when is the money due by? Do you require the payment before you do the work? Do you require the payment upfront? Do you have deposit policies where you say, I need a 10%, I need a 50%, I need a 70% deposit? And when do I need the balance? A lot of entrepreneurs don't make those things clear, and customers can stretch the payment period. But if you have something in black and white, you can point to your invoice and say, this is what we agreed on. When you took this up, this is what you were agreeing on. Are there any late penalty fees? And most importantly, what are your cancellation policies? If you're in the middle of the job and you are working, let's say you're already conducting your service, you are already in the middle of plumbing. Is your customer liable to pay you should you stop the job midway? When are they liable to pay you? Cancellations are a big bone of contention in business. So hence, terms and conditions, make it clear what are your terms and conditions, so that customers, it's just clear. So when customers want to push back, you've got it in black and white. As you keep doing things, you will refine this until you get something solid that works for you. And then most importantly are your payment information. Please have your bank details. Make it easy for customers to pay you. Your bank account name, account number, and what reference they should use. And then you can have your details. So this is just a simple template, and I'm just showing you Canva as well. You can look for designs that suit you. If you think that this design suits you better, go for it. So another one, this is a simple template from Google Docs. And as you can see, all these templates show the same thing, where you can give your business name, registration, VAT if you're charging VAT, and invoice numbers. It's basically the same thing. So with that said, I'm just gonna see if there are any questions. Which is it? Is it this one? Yes. Okay, cool. I see Pat, you've got a thumbs up. So thanks to show that you can you could see. Happy to take any questions at this point. But it's very important that you keep a system. So we've spoken around how quotes and invoices look, but the important thing for you to keep track of your payments, of what customers owe you, is a system. So when I talk systems, I talk steps and processes. There are tools and IT systems. We're going to get into those. But when I talk systems, I'm just talking about how do you do things. And long before computers, long before software, there were manual books. You can go to any stationery shop, any retailer. You can buy those invoice books. It's the same principle. You put your stamp on. But these processes can get manual, they can get tedious, and things fall through the crack. And what I promote as an entrepreneur is to use technology. Use technology to make your burden lighter. Use technology to be able to, quote, communicate with your customers on the go, share, know who owes you what. And you can even have these systems checking up and telling you how much debt is due, who do you need to follow up on. So let's chat around some different systems that we can use as entrepreneurs to help manage our businesses. And for me, in terms of accounting software, I've used quite a bit in my entrepreneurial journey. Currently, I'm using Xero, quite happy with it. I've used Sage before. Previously, I was a Wave accounting fan. Why? It was free and it was the bomb and it did what it needed to do. So the thing about this thing is there are so many software packages out there. I'm just going to recommend a few. Why am I recommending this few? Drumroll, please. Nothing special. It's I looked for software that was used widely in the industry. You know, if a lot of people are using it, you know that the development team is polishing up the software, they are fixing bugs, they are supporting it. Secondly, I looked for free to say what can I recommend that has a good enough free tier. And as you grow, as you want more features, then you can move up into the paid tier. So with this one, there are three that stood out for me. Zoho Books, we've got Wave, and we've got Odoo. And as I've said, the main basis for me was, do they have a good enough free package that you can use as an entrepreneur? And when you choose, when you grow, you can choose to pay. And I know with Zoho Books, their next tier is 99 Rand. So getting a lot of power in your accounting for $100 is not a lot. I know with your Sage and Xero, your primary packages are ranging from anything from like 450 to like 700 minimum. But those are powerful, full scale accounting systems. Cool. So with Zoho, Wave, and Odoo, yes, they are all free. With Odoo, it's a suite of tools. So you've got a lot of tools. So you've got your CRMs, you've got your quoting, you've got your accounting, you've got your events management. It's got a lot of things, calendars. Same with Zoho, you've got campaigns. So you can grow into the ecosystem. But for the basics, they are free. Zoho is good for small businesses wanting structure. Wave is good for freelancers and accounting. Very clean, easy to use interface. And Zoho good for growing operational businesses. And the main strength of Zoho is that it's professional invoicing and tracking. Wave, very easy to use. I used it for years before switching to Sage and Zero. And with Odoo, it's an all-in-one business ecosystem. A lot of entrepreneurs that I've been chatting to have been loving the Odoo ecosystem. So you can go check it out for your business. And then the main weaknesses are, guys, if you're not paying Pelanawe, you must know that they're going to limit something. So you get what you pay for. With Zoho, there are limits to the free plan. Same with Wave, limited advanced features. And Odoo can become complex if you're learning it for the first time. So for today, I'm just going to do a young demo of Zoho, just showing you what to look for. Because as I've said, all these accounting systems are generally the same. They have the same formats. It's just once you learn to drive, it's a matter of figuring out that most cars, their gear one is in this position, but more if you're driving a VW, then your reverse is a different position. If it's an automatic, different gear positions. So once you can drive, these systems are all the same. And for Wave accounting, they used to target the international markets, and then a couple of years ago, I think it was 4 or 5 years ago, they decided to scale and just focus on the Canadian and American markets. So when you do sign up an account, you'd have to put in an American address, but it is still very clean, very easy to use. Cool. So let us get going. Any questions? Any comments? Any things that I need to address, fam? Please put them on the chat as I move to the live demo. And as I've said, the reason I promote systems is because as an entrepreneur, you're on the move. You don't want to be boxed down to your laptop. You don't want to be boxed down. So whatever you're using, it must be on your phone. It must be accessible. It must make your life easier. Your quoting, your invoicing must be as simple and easy as possible, so that you do things on the fly and you get paid faster. You send these things faster so that you can get paid faster. Awesome. So let me share my screen again. Okay. Okay, so I've already created a profile on Zoho, and this is how it looks. If you're coming in clean and new, you'll put in your business name, your business details, and this is what you get. This is the cool thing about accounting systems, right? So you have, all of them will have this thing called items or products or services. So this is what you sell. If you get onto your items, you can see that I've pre-configured, Linotic Group is a property group. I've pre-configured a single room for 2,500. Let me create a bachelor suite. Okay, it's goods, it's services. You can be fancy, change units, or you can just keep things straight. You can do images if you want. Okay, and then how much it costs. Other accounting systems will give you the cost price as well, which helps. But for invoicing, what's your selling price? If you want to add a description, very important. Let's say kitchenette. Okay, cool. So once you've got this, you've saved it for eternity. Whenever you're quoting, whenever you're invoicing, you'll always have these items. You don't have to guess them. You don't have to think about them, and you just add them. So now when we go to sales, most of these accounting systems as well will have a sales tab. You can add customers. These are your customers' details. Let's add them. Customer name is Monica Cizela. If they're working for a company, you can give them a company name. Let's say Hope International, NPO. Display name is what name do you want them to show on the invoice. If it's a company, you always want to show the company name, or if you want to show the person's name, you can just pick a format. Let's go with Hope International. Email address, important. And I always suggest that please record your customers' emails, record your customers' phone numbers. It will allow you to send newsletters to them. It will allow you to check up on them. It will allow you to push marketing information and just have a central place where you keep customer information. A lot of entrepreneurs lose their phones and they don't have any backup of phone numbers, email addresses. So your accounting system can help you with that for free. Put in a number. For some reason, guys, I just keep losing my screen. I'm just gonna keep adding it until we finish the session. Apologies about that. The tech team and I will work on that for future demos. Okay, you add your customer's phone number, 078-123-1234, and pick one. The accounting systems normally have phone, mobile. If you're going to put all mobile numbers under mobile, put them there. If you're going to put them under phone, it's fine. Address details. Companies want to see their address, then you'll put in the address. Some accounting systems have auto-complete on them. Contact person. But the most important features are these features. You can save your customer. So now you've got your customer's details, Hope International. I've already pre-configured Susan. Now we go to quotes. So now I'm in the quotes tab. I create a new quote. I can do this on the fly on my phone as well. I can pick a customer. I've already got these customers. If I'm clicking on Hope International, the system loads Hope International's information. If it's a customer that I haven't created, I can click new customer and it's the same screen as you can see. You can create the customer as you are creating the quote. Sometimes it's like a random quote. You don't know the customer. They just want to create something on the fly. What I normally do is create a customer called client. They have no details. They are just called clients. I know this is like my de facto quoting clients. If there's nothing, see, it's throwing an error there. Just look for the red whenever these systems throw errors. So clients is just, they want to see a quote. I'll give them a quote. When they come back serious, when I'm invoicing, I'll change it from client to their real name. So I only do this when it's like a fast quote. So as we said, quote number, since it's the second quote we're creating in our lives. Reference, you'll use it only when you want to use it. Quote dates, it will give you today's date. Quote expiry date, please always fill it in. If you do not put in an expiry date, you have no right. You can fight, but your customer has just more leverage on you. When they come back 6 months later and the fuel price has gone up, your prices has gone up, and they're still demanding prices for before the fuel went up. Now let's go to, as I've said, I normally make it 30 days. Pick your term, 7 days, 14 days, 30 days. Salesperson, if you got more people, you can add people, and then you can tell who in your team is pushing those sales. If you want any custom subjects, you don't have to fill it in. And here's the beauty. If you click here, you've already got your single room configured. When you click, bam. And then if somebody is getting multiple single rooms, you put the 3 there. The system does its thing beautifully. And let's say you've got your single room, you've got your bachelor, you add a new room. What am I going to call this? Pent. Okay, that's a tent. Wow. Pent mansion. suite. Same thing. So this room goes for 10K. Let's watch the zeros. And the accounts, whenever you're selling something, put it under sales. Your accountants will help you with this, but this is just the basic, hence is the default. So as you can see, you've got your quotes created on the system. Terms and conditions, you can write your terms and conditions. With every accounting system, there is a way to save these globally on your settings, wherever you put your logo, wherever you put your company name, and these will always come up every time. Every time you do an invoice. So now let's just let's press save and send. This is let's use, who did I said Monica. See, okay, contact person. But the thing around these systems, once you've, oh, sorry, Monica, okay, monica@gmail.com. Once you've saved these contacts once, it will allow you to do this faster. So the first one may take you time, but once you've got it unlocked, and when you press send, your quote is sent to your customers. So we'll press send. That is a fictitious email. I doubt it will send. But as you can see, guys, I'm just demonstrating Zoho, but Wave, Odoo, every other system, there are multiple. QuickBooks, Xero, all of these systems kind of look alike. Let me revive it again. Okay, thanks, Patrick, for letting me know around the screen share. Get back. Okay, so we're back on this, but as you can see, your invoice is created. You've got it on a system. Should your laptop die, should anything die, you just need your login details, and you've got your quotes. Your quotes are created. So remember in the beginning, I spoke about the difference between a quote and an invoice. Let's say customer says, "Hey, 17K. I'm happy with 17K." You create an invoice. Select fields in the quote that you'd like to retain when you convert it. Customer notes, always good to select them all. Save and continue. Then it will create an invoice for you. I don't give discounts at line items. So as I've said, it's a new account. I'm now configuring how I want to give discounts. I like giving discounts at a line item level. Discount exclusive of tax, inclusive of tax. Let me say exclusive at transaction level. Save and continue. You do this once, it will stay there. As you can see, it's exactly the same